What it do, Durag Nation? Infamous fans, it's time to sit up a little straighter in your gaming chairs because we just got an unexpected update on the future of one of the best superhero franchises ever, directly from the studio that first brought it to the world, Sucker Punch. So today on Super News Bits, I'll quickly tell you everything you need to know about what's next for Infamous in 3 minutes or less. First, smash that like button so YouTube shares the news, or change it to a dislike if the video was dog water. Before bringing Japan to life like never before with Ghost of Tsushima, Sucker Punch was most famous for their superhero games. In 2009, they dropped the genre-defying Infamous for the PS3, which introduced the world to Cole MacGrath, a bike messenger caught in an explosion that gave him the power to manipulate electricity. They would go on to release 2 more games in the series, with new protagonist Delsin taking over in the 3rd game, and the speedster Abigail being the main character of the standalone expansion. The games were widely loved for their exciting open-world superhero combat, which to me was more fun than the Arkham games, which were just launching at the time as well. The games also featured a karma system that would judge players when they perform good or evil actions that would change the story, combat, and character progression, as well as how the citizens treated you. But after the success of Ghost of Tsushima, and with Sucker Punch about to launch its follow-up Ghost of Yotei, fans assumed Sucker Punch no longer wanted to explore the Infamous franchise and were instead focused on telling stories set in Japan. Well, fortunately for us, Sucker Punch also feels the same way as us Infamous fans and thinks the world needs more. In an interview with the Game Informer about the upcoming Ghost of Yotei, creative director at Sucker Punch, Nate Fox, unexpectedly expressed his desire to revive the superhero franchise. The director said he wants to work on a new entry in the series, as well as do a re-release of the original trilogy. That last part seems like an easy W for PlayStation, since Second Son and the expansion First Light are in the PS Plus catalog, but the first 2 games can only be streamed because they're on PS3. Now, Nate said they were a 1-game studio and are focused on Yotei, which means unlike a studio such as Insomniac, they don't have 2 or 3 projects happening at once. But Ghost of Yotei launches in October, and post-launch content would already be planned out in advance. So after that's done, Nate may direct Sucker Punch to return to the Infamous franchise, especially if Ghost of Yotei fails to capture the same financial success as Ghost of Tsushima, though the response to the dedicated state of play seems to indicate this will be another hit for the studio. But considering how much Sony loves remasters, I would not be surprised if you hear about one for the original games in the next year. Infamous returning would be perfect because the other groundbreaking superhero game that launched within a month of the first game, Prototype, is also reportedly getting a sequel and a remaster. Click the video on screen to learn more.